So we're going to continue our 2025-26 OHL season preview series. I'm recording these ahead of time, so hopefully there hasn't been much change since last Friday when I recorded. I'm on holidays, and when I come back, if there is any changes, I'll discuss them on a video following. But today we're going to look at the Saginaw Spirit. For Saginaw, they have been one of the top teams in the Western Conference these last few seasons. Remember, they hosted the Memorial Cup in 2024. They had some great talent with Michael Misa and Zayne Parekh, but can they continue that momentum going into this upcoming season? Well, let's look at the results of the last three years. In 2022-23, they finished with a record of 36-27-3-2, 77 points. They ended up going to the second round of the playoffs, and that's when they were swept by the Sarnia Sting, who went all in at the trade deadline. Then the following season, this is the year they were hosting the Memorial Cup, 50, 16, 1-1, 102 points. Remember, they had a slow start to this year, but once they started putting wins together, they were keeping pace with Sault Ste. Marie and London. It was a fun race to the finish in the Western Conference. And with that team, they went all the way to the Western Conference final, although they lost to the London Knights in 6 games. But to note, they would win the Memorial Cup on home ice. So at least they've got that going for them. And then this past season, 38-27, 2-1, 79 points. Penalties were a huge factor last year as discipline becoming an issue. And in the first round of the playoffs, they were upset by the Erie Otters in 5 games. That caught many by surprise, with especially the talent on this team with what Michael Misa was doing. Parekh, they also brought in Chernyshov, but they also traded away some veteran players. So they recouped some picks, and it's a very fascinating spot that the Saginaw Spirit find themselves going into this new season. Looking at last year's stats, goals for 4.76 goals per game, and their goals against 4.02. So they were kind of outscoring their problems at times when it came to keeping pucks out of the net. Their power play, third best at 26%. No surprise with the talent they had up front. And then their penalty kill, 79.6%, which was 9th in the OHL. So specialty teams, a very strong component of the Saginaw Spirit team. Looking at the top 5 scorers, Michael Misa led the charge, 62 goals, 72 assists, 134 points. He's, at the time of recording, still not signed by the San Jose Sharks. So his future is still in question. Will he join the San Jose Sharks? Does he go the NCAA route? Lots of questions, because once he signs that deal with the Sharks, it's either NHL or junior. So we'll have to wait and see on that front. And then Zayne Parekh, second in scoring, 33 goals, 74 assists for 107 points. Expect the Calgary Flames to give Parekh many opportunities to make the lineup, as I don't know if he's coming back to the OHL just with his trajectory. And I guess it also depends on the Flames and how their start goes to the regular season. But imagine if they can get Misa and Parekh back. This team could make some noise in the West. Callum Mangoni, he was third in scoring last season, 33 goals, 50 assists for 83 points. Then you have Christian Epperson, fourth in scoring, 27 goals, 53 assists, 80 points. And then Igor Chernyshov joined the team at the trade deadline. He started the season hurt, but he still put up 19 goals, 36 assists, 55 points. If Saginaw had him for the full season, his totals would have been outstanding. Goaltending-wise, they went with Andrew Oak, 26, 21, 2-1, 876 save percentage, and then Caleb Papineau, 12-6 record for a save percentage of 878. Now, with the goaltending, Andrew Oak suffered an injury down the stretch. So you could say maybe the goaltending injury there was a factor in Saginaw falling short come playoff time, but Papineau did what he could. His numbers not too bad, considering he had to fill in down the stretch to keep the Saginaw Spirit in contention for home ice in the first round of the playoffs. Now, during the summer, no trades at this point involving the Saginaw Spirit, so no additions, no subtractions. But like I mentioned, Zayne Parekh, Michael Misa, that's the big question mark. Will they or will they not return to Saginaw? This team, I think, will be okay if they don't return, but it'll be quite significant if those two are back in the lineup. Caden Johnston, he's committed to the University of Guelph, while Christian Epperson, he's off to Denver as he's going to take the NCAA route. So that kind of hurts there, losing Epperson, as I felt he was contributing quite well with the Saginaw Spirit hockey team. Signings-wise, they have signed their first-round pick, Ryan Hanrahan. Drew Roscoe, he's going to be interesting. 6'6" defenseman. He is committed to Michigan in a couple seasons' time, but wow, he's going to be a beast on the blue line. Hopefully he's able to stay out of the penalty box. We saw that with Gabriel Eliasson with the Barrie Colts. He has the size, but he spent a lot of time in the box, and I'm sure for Roscoe, that's going to be an area that he'll have to really focus on for the season. Then they've also signed third-round selection Levi Harper, Igor Barabanov, a free agent signing, and then import goaltender Stepan Shurigan and import Nikita Klepov. So the Spirit are in a pretty decent spot going into the regular season, and their draft cupboard, it's restocked. They did great. Drinkle with the GM magic here. For 2026, they have 2 second-round selections, Sarnia and Flint, along with a third, fourth, and fifth. 2027, they have Erie's second, and then 2 in the third and a fifth. And 2028, they have their own second-round pick, but then they have 4 third-round picks, a fourth and a fifth. So Saginaw, if Misa and Parekh come back, we might be looking at the Spirit as maybe a team that could challenge the Windsor Spitfires for top spot in the West Division. So that draft cupboard, well stocked. But again, it all comes down to Misa and Parekh. I think this team, even if they don't get those 2 players back from the National Hockey League, Saginaw should finish somewhere between 4th and 6th. That's my prediction. When we look at the channel votes, 15% say, or actually no, 17%. They expect Saginaw to finish in the top 3. 57% say they'll finish somewhere between 4th and 6th, and 26% say they'll drop to 7th to 10th. But yeah, this Saginaw team, that draft cupboard last year was a focus of discussion because it was very bare after being the host of the Memorial Cup, and they quickly restocked. So Dave Drinkle doing a fantastic job putting Saginaw, I think, in a pretty strong position to maybe have another solid year here for 2025-26. That's how I see it from the booth. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on Saginaw going into this season. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we will talk to you again soon.